that's going to be uh like governmentized, I would say, like law, like put into a column of like you do this with this and only this. You can only use these products with this
Right.
on this,
Right.
for
Right. Right.
this, shit. But that's already they already the farm that I was working with already has that done. Like they're just waiting for 2018 and they're good to go. So they're going to be the first farm supplying California.
And as soon as they get their license, right?
They already have it. The
Oh,
government's already
nice.
sent them their license with the like everything and all that. Like they're able,
It,
they can like send out to only government signed dispensaries and
wow.
deliveries.
Uh,
But with that, every time like a pound or whatever comes from that farm, like leaves that area,
mhm.
it is marked down, put into a computer.
Mhm.
It's been tested. It's been checked. It's gone through like a rigorous thing before it's even moved to a buying location in any way, shape, or form. And after that, before it gets to the end location, it
Mhm.
gets taxed twice.
For what?
Leaving the farm, from leaving the farm for
Yeah.
like it's a tax on like traveling something, and then
Right.
the middle like after that, there's a tax for receiving through like to a buyer, like a patient-owned place. So the Inland Empire makes three different taxes off of one moving product, like one column of product. They get taxed. They can tax it three times, no matter what. It gets
Jesus
taxed. So
Christ.
the amount of money that's gonna be coming in is gonna be great. The amount of jobs, it's probably gonna be a lot more. It's gonna
Mhm.
open the eyes of a lot more people.
Mhm.
A lot more people's families, one family member might be in that business, can educate the other family. There you go. Now we have word of mouth info traveling, and then that's when I predict 2020,
Right.
marijuana is going to be a thing of like alcohol. It's going to be like no one bats an eye at it anymore. Because, well, 2020, I would say 2050. 2050 is where that's going to be like,
I think
oh,
2050
okay,
is a
well,
little large. I think you got it right. I think you got it right at around 20.
2020?
In 2025.
Because, well, 2 years after it's officially signed legal in California,
I think it's gonna be
they're
like,
projected after, what?
like in society. I think it's gonna be kind of looked down upon. Like you're right about that.
Yeah, well, always. That's going to be for like hundreds of years, I feel like.
I mean, alcohol still is.
Yeah, yeah, true. And,
Uh,
the whole, what was I going to say? I was going to say, like, oh, I forgot it. Never mind.
uh,
Whatever.
so in terms of jobs and job creation,
Hmm?
what kind of professions do you see coming along with the new product?
A lot of specialists. A lot of very, very centrical, like only on this certain thing that they're so good. That's all they do. Like, there's not going to be like, oh, this guy is good. Well, you find them, they're
Right.
probably going to be kind of scarce. But yeah,
Right.
there's a lot of people aren't going to be trained in like cross training. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of, oh, we have, half of the people are just trimming. Like all they do is trim. And then
Right.
all the people that clone, all the people that only want to sit in the front of the store and sell, or go in the farm and work. Like there's only, I don't think there's going to be a lot of cross. Like this guy can do this, and
Right.
because it's, I feel like it's very hard. Well, see, at this point, like I feel like 2020, you'd have the necessary resources to literally do all of it. Like you can go one month and just go farm, and then go to the dispensary storefront, and then go to the factory storefront, I guess, and then work all of it. But I guess I'm going off speculation.
That is really interesting, and I totally understand what you're saying with like the whole specialization in the product.
Yeah, it's gonna be like specialized in one certain area of it. Like there's
Right.
gonna be like, yeah,
So
yeah, the umbrella of weed, and then
it's gonna be you're gonna see a lot of it's gonna be more industrialized, and you're gonna see a lot of handoff
yeah,
from
it's
the
gonna be.
product from like one person to
That's
the
the
next
thing,
job. Yeah.
and it's very not. It's not gonna touch the technical side of like us in general, like society, like the electronical side, because there's not. It's weed is not looking to be technology
Can I get in?
stricken, I guess. Like it's very hands. There's people, always people. There's no like, oh, this machine can grow all this with this and do all of it. There's no
Right.
robot. And that's what I'm kind
Yeah.
of like around 2050. guaranteed we're gonna have some. I might create that shit because I was already thinking of some like robots that could easily do these jobs without me having to waste my time.
Hello.
But yeah, definitely we're gonna see that's a good right now I'm guessing all of these inventors and stuff that none of them are looking in the weed business, but I'm guaranteed one or two of them are, and they're thinking of ideas of how to maximize everything.
Hmm.
And those people are the ones that in 2050 are gonna be billionaires because they're monopolize the system because they have that two machines that everybody in the world wants. That's what I mean. If you ever wanted to create if like you want to be on the forefront of something before it comes, this is the one thing that I know, and it would be weed. Like,
Yeah, I think
be
right.
be ahead of the curve. Like, create something before it happens. Like,
Well,
this is the one thing I feel like I could get ahead of.
I think you're 100% right because of the new technology that we haven't had for like new agricultural growth. Yeah.
Yeah, agricultural has been in the Stone Age because it works. I mean, there's no reason to make it better, but with this now there's a race for it. And
correct.
There's a demand, so a high demand, and it's not a product of food where it's government like controlled basically.
Oh, I'm sure
the farmers are controlled by government and based off everything.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of quality control.
No, that's what I'm talking about with the farm. The farm that I went to. That's what they had to do. It was basically like a 6-month quality controlled, like, information school, and they like made them go out and learn stuff. And they actually the people that they're not doctors, but like the people that give you the shit, the government people. They were actually asking our guys questions like, well, with this pesticides, like we don't know how they react with this, and they're like, oh, well, yeah, don't use this. We don't use this. This will do this to that, and like they didn't know. They're like, oh, well, we didn't know that at all, and it's like, these are government officials.
Oh yeah, that's really.
It's a surprise. It's eye-opening to see like a government official that you expect to know everything and their mother about what they come here for.
Yeah,
and you have a farmer that they have no idea who they are telling him stuff that's like, oh, that's how that works.
So you have all these underground, specialists in their fields, telling the people, government agencies who've like probably studied this for years, and how.
Yeah, and never touched it.
Right.
Read books and all this, and then they're like, oh, this is how that works with this. It's like, yeah, you gotta put your hands into it.
That's pretty interesting. Also interesting, to know. I think the only federal sanctioned area where you can grow weed is, I don't know if this is correct, but the University of Mississippi. There's like one pot farmer who's federally sanctioned currently. Yeah, to grow the only federally sanctioned weed.
Federally sanctioned. Wow.
Yeah, I think it was on Jobs.
I didn't even know about that, and that's a step forward.
Yeah,
a big step.
Oh, and it's only for scientific purposes and scientific research.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay, it's not for.
Yeah, so I mean, like in terms of scientific research, you only got one guy growing it in Mississippi.
Yeah, see, that's the problem, and that guy has his own routine that he goes off of his own his own recipe list, and like there's billions of different recipe lists.
Right,
That's
and
the
he
thing
has
about
his own
this.
strand
Like,
that.
That's the crazy thing about weed. It's like you can cook the same thing, but you're gonna get something different every time unless you use the exact same stuff with the exact same milliliters and the exact same like measuring, or it will change. Like I've missed like I didn't put 2 milliliters of like Golden Eagle, which is a super highly concentrated compound. It's micronewts. It's like a fungus in the bottle.
Right.
It's liquid fungus.
Right.
And put in there to oxidize and stuff like that. But I didn't put like 2 milligrams of it in, and it completely changed the entire like recipe of the plant. And fuck me. So I was like, okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I had to flush the entire garden 3 times to get the ppHs down because the ppH is at like 2200.
Oh wow.
Safe amount is 700. So
wow, that's about 3 times as much.
That's what 2 milliliters, like little things of that can do. And it's kind of scary how some of these chemicals they use, like the concentrates and all
Dude,
that,
if you're
how fast they affect a large amount of liquid, like 50 gallons, and you put in 2 drops, and it completely alters the entire thing. Like
land already,
all of
bring
it
the
is
land. Get
different
the
now.
wheels
Like
on the ground.
whoa,
Let's get out.
that's that's kind of scary, and that's why I wear a full suit and shit. Because I've gotten a drop on my hand before, and it like turned it white.
Right.
The chemical burn.
Oh Jesus Christ. Oh, that's really
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, for all the guys who are watching who want to get into the industry, what would you say? What profession of the
what tower
new
do we need to
upcoming
capture?
industry, like what new jobs will,
Where'd you wanna
will
start?
be created? Hold on.
Oh,
The ones that make the most money.
Well, which one are we having most difficulty with?
your trimmers.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Trimmers are gonna make the most money every
Shit
time.
tank. Right next to tower. Oh crap.
Okay, it's either your trimmers or your your drivers. Not dispensary drivers, but not delivery drivers, like your guys that are delivering product from farm to. Those guys get high risk pay, and then they get normal pay on top. And then the trimmers. It really depends on who you're working for. It kind of depends on boss wise, but I'm guessing I don't know because they're gonna set all this like normal trimming sessions. It varies from like $100 to $100 a pound to $200 a pound.
Wow.
150 to 175, and so I'm guessing they're gonna eventually, make that a rock number, a stone number, in place. And they're not gonna do 200, because you got to know people, and they have to be doing good to get paid $200 a pound. You can't, just go to some random guy that hires you and be like, is it $200 a pound? He's gonna be like, no, it's $100 a pound. It's fuck you. I'm not
Okay,
paying $200.
so it really depends.
But it's really, it depends that. But with all the stuff, the legalization, all that, it's gonna be a set number. So I'm guessing, let's say it's 150, dude. You can cut pounds, like 4 or 5 pounds a day. Not being a noob, like on me first trim day ever touching it, like weed and cutting it, was like 2 pounds, 3 pounds.
Oh wow.
That's a lot of money. That's $600, and they pay out daily.
So
If you're trimming, you get paid daily. If you're driving, you get paid when the drive's done.
well, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying with trim.
Well, all these methods of like and all these payments and methods of payment, like in terms of
Under the table?
yeah, this is now, we don't know like later when it becomes more
Yeah.
industrialized if you get paid $10 an hour,
Yeah. Okay, so now I would say I would still keep the same ones, because right now, even without, you'd make more money now than you will with all the government stuff on top, because
Oh, I'm sure.
trimming right now, you won't get under $100. That's for dang sure,
Right.
and it probably won't go over $200. So you're making $100 to $200 a day right now, no matter what, in a trimming session.
But
Regardless.
it also depends on how much work you put into it, right?
It's that, and how much product is there, and how many people are working there. Because if you have 5 people working there and there's 5 pounds, dude, you better work your ass off and work 10 times harder than everyone else, because one of those guys might be a pro, and he might cut 4 pounds, and you got an ounce, and you're gonna get paid $30 for that day.
Oh,
So
okay.
like, it's really be killed or be killed, It's kind of
Okay.
survival of the fittest.
So
There's a mohawk here.
the more you put into it, the more you get out. Is what I'm hearing.
If you want to make a lot of money, if you're like not trying to, say you're not a noob and you're just a business enthusiast and you have money in the business, I would say do storefront. Storefront with the delivery service, because you will storefront with the delivery service, and if you want to like maximize everything and never have to worry about money for the rest of your life, in-house everything. So you grow your own weed, you make your own wax, and then you sell it at your own shop, deliver it, and you make all profit, 100%. That's what we're working with one of our companies right now, does that. And well, let's just say the owner has a mansion, and he's well off for his foreseeable future.
Wow.
Even if his business if he lost everything today, he would be
They get
fine.
me for doing
I'm
that
pretty
shit.
sure to the rest of his
And
life.
then I say it's just a prank.
You know, I think
And he's
I think I might have.
27.
Wow.
Oh no!
Yeah. Like,
Uh, I have
Is
another
that
suggestion
toxic
for
gas?
another
Is that
highly
toxic
paid
gas?
occupation that some people might want to move into with the trimming
it's
business.
not.
Of course, you're always going to want
No,
people
no.
with
Holocaust is happening in
degrees,
Tower
business
1
degrees,
yeah.
like just as
Always.
in any
Always.
corporation, you know, distribution, more truckers to drive the product from hub to hub.
Incoming, get down,
You know,
get down.
management is always a thing. But
It's
I'm
gonna be a big thing in the weed thing.
right. So, but in terms of new jobs, I'm also interested about QA, quality assurance, and also chemist.
How do I change to
and-
That's the one thing that the weed business is super short on.
Right.
Chemists.
Really?
There's like there's 10 chemists
In,
I
in,
hear you.
in like the industry
in the-
for
like,
California?
in the California that I know,
We don't see nothing.
Right.
like legitimate chemists that
Right.
if they say something, people listen type shit. Yeah.
I'll
There's
revive
not
you,
a
I'll
lot.
revive you.
That is
Control-
not a lot.
Control
Well,
G does not work.
Which
how
is-
much do you think those guys make right now?
A lot of money. Like they charge to test. It's like $500 to test your product,
Right.
and they get a portion of that.
I'm sure, and especially with all the
You
hubs.
have to
To
get,
lock with the launcher.
and it's not like, oh, I paid $500 and and I can test like everything I bring in. It's like, well, that's one strain.
Oh
So
wow.
if you have 7 strains that you need to get tested to sell,
Right.
you're looking
Fire,
at
tower
like
one's
3
down, tower
grand,
one's
4
down.
grand,
And
just to say, hey, this is healthy. Like this is not gonna kill you.
how often would you need to test that?
Revive.
Every time.
Or are we all
Like
done?
every batch? or-
Every time that every batch needs to be tested. Every single batch.
Wow.
It's unless well, when it's governmentized, well, I mean, then we'll be all everyone will be using the same pesticides. Everyone will be using the same ingredients. So then,
Right.
at that point, there's not gonna be a super big. It's gonna be like
Lost
cut
tower
half,
one.
I guess. It's not gonna be like every batch. It's gonna be like every 7 batches that like there's a new strain or
Right.
it could be a different like alteration.
Matthias,
That's
you
the
can do
only
this,
thing. Yeah,
Matthias.
that's
Okay. Enter in the door.
So,
Kill Jean-Marc on the
I
rest.
think a lot of
I
money
want.
with that shit. Sure.
Let's go.
And a lot of the
Whose
companies
hummingbird is
that
that
they're
based?
doing it under too make
For me,
a
it's
butt
a
fuck a lot of
pancake.
money too. They get paid by the government too.
That's
on
really
top
Alright,
interesting.
I got
Early
a tower
rockets.
monster.
Okay, so we've covered
Do they have anti-air right now?
the societal
I believe it went back to
perception
They have
of
an APC.
marijuana in the future, and we
I don't know,
also
but
covered a
these-
few
these
creation of
Soviet
jobs
workers
and
sell
how
the
much
same price
some
as
of them
Walmart.
would pay. What do you think?
We're getting into good health.
and,
someone else buys one.
We got 2
What do you
more
think
guys
about
And you sell
I'll
vehicles
go
that sell for
pilot.
the
Oh god,
same
it's
price.
sleeping my mind right now. I'm trying to get into a tank.
Because you bought it.
Player half of the controls unlocked. So if you
Yeah,
get
these guys are trying to get in. I don't want them to. Let me see.
Dude, I see the slam right now.
Oh, this is
Gosh,
bad.
what,
gunner.
in terms of
Slammer,
investment
do you
for
gunner?
investors or people
I'm
who
a good gunner.
are looking at marijuana as an industry and seeing,
Nova, you
You guys
got
wanna take
you know,
right
this
or
is
left?
now, you know,
They can see big profits in the future if they invest now.
exactly.
Now.
Is it a good investment now, or
Roger
is it a
that.
good
I would
wait?
say
Get in.
I would say
I'm in. In my face.
wait till 2018.
I didn't even
I was-
realize that.
Right.
this
Wait till
was
it's
a,
officially legal. Like, yeah, well, I can
That's
throw
a
up.
carrier.
Our company has a Prop 64 friendly thing on it.
Right.
It's not legal, 100%. I can tell you that right now.
Know how to use
It's
this.
it's legal up to a point. It's legal to where like if they're 21, then you're not gonna really get questioned by it.
Here,
But
unlock the controls and
since
then
we have
I can take them.
under 21
Just,
still,
you know,
and we still have
there's
Prop
2
64
people
on the
with
same
it.
thing. It's
Right.
Good
big.
job,
There
Matthias.
you go.
You are a hero.
There you go.
But yeah, I would definitely
Hey, who wants
recommend
to go on
wait
a-
till
on a
2018
Uber?
and invest in some guy that's got a storefront or a delivery service.
Arms.
And
they're
shit,
kind
man.
of
Or
expensive,
invest in
I
a
think.
farm. Invest in a big farm that's already got their shit together,
Right.
and just help them buy products for them or buy everything else.
uh,
Be an investor, and I
Wait,
swear to
check
God,
my
you'll make
cat. Oh, no, it's from everyone. My bad.
10 times your money
Was anyone getting in here?
that you put into it.
Aircraft.
That is
More.
really interesting. I'm also warning about
I think.
think
And
that's
I'm
really
saying
that
that this,
trash.
I'm
This
only
is
thinking like in a
exactly what,
2-year time
Retreat,
span.
retreat.
Right.
two to
I have
five.
to
Like
tank,
you're gonna make 10
close
to 15 to
mark.
20 times your money.
especially with a growing
Easily.
investment like
Where?
this.
Anyone else
Yeah.
going?
Right now, I think would be the perfect time. Well, you know, the earlier the better. It is.
Yeah.
When you see a really good company making
Alright,
their way
I'm
up,
taking off.
to invest in purchasing shares of the company. You know,
Mm.
I don't know how into the CEOs or you know
that marks
the
basically
founders
right on it.
of the new underground companies are gonna how they feel about
At
people
least
buying
damage,
out
too.
you know their company.
Sorry, Tower 1.
What?
But you know, once again, you know,
What's
the
our
earlier the
revenue
better, and the
trying
to
bigger
get?
investment you're gonna receive a payout
So like that.
after a while.
But I hate Facebook.
This thing cannot.
That's
I
a
opened
little,
it up and it's like
Interesting.
memories on Facebook 4 years ago.
AA
and
is like a
it's
tigress. Tigris, however you say it.
before
Basically anything with a lot
before we
of
conclude the
small
talk,
Gatling
is
guns,
there
so like
any
a 20mm
revelations or any
yeah, a lot of stoners are smart as fuck.
really?
Yeah, do not underestimate someone that smokes weed. Just saying,
Alright,
because the
hummingbird's
weed's not
about to
doing
take off.
anything.
Yeah, it's really
I
interesting,
saw
huh?
a gun.
Really, yeah.
Next.
You know, a lot of the smartest people that I've met are fucking stoners.
I have met and I have
You know
I
we
have
don't have to
hung
take a
out with
tower
some
to
of the
win, right?
incredible people.
Yeah, you
that
just
I've
have to be in
like,
the area.
what?
But it makes it a lot
And
easier
you
to have
smoke
a
weed?
tower.
Like,
I'm sure.
You know, what's really interesting is the
Sometimes.
flip side to that argument. No, not towards stoners, but towards industry business leaders,
Someone
smart
is coming,
people. I mean,
think.
I work over in LA, and well, my job requires me to go to a lot of residences and be inside the residences, and a lot of wealthy people. I'm meeting a lot of wealthy people, and I'm
carrying the
asking them.
basement
I'm
a
asking
little
them what
bit
they
if anyone needs to
do,
pick
you
up,
know, and
or
just
hummingbird,
just
whatever
because
they're
I go into their house and I turn on the gas. So I turn on the gas for a $2.2 million
$1.3
house
Other-
over in Glendale, and then it's a beautiful
That's what you do, that's
backyard,
your best.
fountains, everything like this, and ask them what they
Hmm.
do, and they say that you know they're in such and such field of like you know business or investment. And what I realized as I delve further into the conversation with these genius people who own millions, you know, multi-million-dollar houses, some of the mansions, um,
Does anybody
is
know of
that
any drones in the area?
first
No.
off, I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them, and second off, you know, these super rich people, um, th- I've
Good,
noticed
I
from
mean-
personal experience that they're ridiculously incompetent.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
It's like,
I-
they got a lucky spree, you know?
Yeah, either they know
They're
the right,
set of the
yeah,
pack.
they know
Made
the right
move.
they
Guys need to
they
pick
did
up.
something
I have
right. I'm
plenty
sure
of
they
empty
they know the right
I'm waiting.
people. They've
Or
went
whatever
off to
you want.
college, you know, on their parents' expense and everything, and they got everything really handed to them. That's what I'm noticing about a lot of these really wealthy people, and a lot. So I mean, and
Yeah,
like
which-
I've encountered so many times where I met someone who has been so ridiculously
any,
stupid that I
any
could go. You know, I'm thinking
Tanks.
I'm smarter than
area.
you. You know, I can do your job. You can.
like, exactly. Like, why am I not in your
Under Tower
position?
4.
Like,
Right.
what?
I know they had a bar.
I get it.
And of course, all of
Well,
that's you know
well,
connections.
I
You know,
get it.
There's a tank
it's,
under
you know,
Tower
stuff
4.
that's.
Hey, maybe this is a connection right now. Somebody's gonna watch this
Right.
video and be like,
Like
well,
the
okay,
GMs.
and then they have a friend that they've been contemplating on investing with,
Right.
and then they're gonna invest with them, and then
So right
10 years down the
under
later
it?
or down the line, they're gonna look at this video and be like, wow,
Pretty
in their
much.
true
Yeah.
$2.2 billion mansion with their.
What did
There it
you
is.
say?
Oh, nice shot.
Well, thank you guys for
Hopefully.
listening.
Do
Hope
they
you
have
enjoyed the talk.
Do they have
I can read
anti-air
it.
Uh,
What do you say?
Thank you, Jacob.
Have a good one.
Yes.